acoustic tracks we always record since already back in the days, because it's a part of EPICA that suits us well. It's a completely different side of us, but we played many shows in the past in stores, also sometimes on tour or at signing sessions or at fan club days. There was always some acoustic involved.
To make acoustic versions is, first of all, good fun, and secondly, it makes you, or it gives you an opportunity to find new ways of how to approach the same music. And for me personally, if I do an acoustic version, it would be really easy to take a sort of ballad and to make that into an acoustic version. But this time I wanted the metal songs to turn into acoustic songs. And then I just take the vocal line, and that has to be the center of attention.
We just go into the studio and don't mind the details that much, because, you know, recording the full album is only focusing on details. Every bar, every note has to be right. But with this acoustic tracks, we just want to have fun, and also that you can hear that we were having fun.
Yeah, usually when I think of acoustic, then it's sort of, I automatically think like, okay, the drummer has to play as minimal as possible, but this time I could just sit down and lay down a groove and maybe a fill here and there. And nobody told me I was overplaying or whatsoever, so it was cool. I could just be myself, and yeah, it worked out really fun and worked out really well.
I mean, recording in general is a pretty clinical process, and this is really cool because you have to do everything in one take. You have to do it as a band again, and it's what I really see as making music. So it felt really well.
The energy and the fun in those songs, you can easily hear them. And I guess that's one of the reasons I like to be in this band, because, you know, you can just fool around, everybody can join. Arjen is a phenomenal metal drummer, but he can also do a easy Caribbean rhythm onto congas, and it still sounds fucking great.
Yeah, the concept itself behind the holographic principle is that it's our reality as we know is basically just a two-dimensional information placed on the event horizon of a black hole. But that sounds a bit complicated, so I can better explain it in a way that everybody understands. And I thought about it. Well, how can I explain this the best way? And I think I can best do that with the song The Cosmic Algorithm. That song is dealing about mankind. Our virtual reality world is getting better and better when we put on such a mask, and then we can look around and we are basically in another world. And if this development keeps going on like this, sooner or later there will be a moment you put on this mask and you find yourself in a world completely the same as this one, and you cannot notice the difference anymore. And that's the moment I think many people will realize that, hey, maybe this reality as we know is maybe also a hologram. So that's pretty interesting, and it makes you wonder what is real and what is an illusion.
The artwork is basically always a kind of extension of the music and of the lyrics, of course. And the longest song on this album is the Holographic Principle, which is mostly the last song of the album, the longest, the most epic, bombastic, with all the EPICA elements. And so we also wanted that concept to return in the artwork. So it's really important for us. I think we have we do a lot of work on the visuals of the band. Our light engineer is always looking for new things, and it kind of has to be a whole experience other than we just gonna play the songs and that's it.
Artwork is a very important factor if it comes to an album. I think a lot of people underestimate that. Also, for me as a music lover, when I get an album, artwork and music is a unit. I don't see it as two separate things. It's part of the product, the art that comes out, actually.
We work together with Stefan Heilemann again from Heilemania, because he just gets our vision, our taste. And Mark gave him a short story of what the record was about, and also some song titles and lyrics, so he could read into it.
Together we create the cover. Of course, he makes it, and he is the actual artist. But there is a time that we think, oh no, this is going the wrong direction. And like Isaac is really good with Photoshop, so he made some examples how it should be, or what we think is maybe the right direction.
And in the end, it was really just fine-tuning the last details. Yeah, I'm really happy because the Quantum Enigma cover is one of my favorites I've ever seen. So the bar is set very high. So to have another great cover is for me personally a great feeling that he delivered once again.
It's hard to let it go because you're in the middle of the process. So as long as the mastering is not finished and the album is out there, it's really hard to let it go. You check the mixes, you check the recordings, you check everything constantly. And on every small detail, you go back to it, back and forth. So sometimes one song can be stuck in your head for days, then it's another song. We recorded acoustic versions of songs, and then you forget about the real songs, and all you hear is the acoustic versions, and so there's always something going on, and it pretty much always has to do with EPICA in my head.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to let go of the material, right? And especially in this phase. I guess the first time you can let go of the material is when you go on stage, actually, because that's when the songs come alive. And that's when you finally have to let go of it all. I think once you have the pressed CD in your hands, you can let it go.
They're done. You cannot add stuff or change things, and that's good, because otherwise you would not release a record ever, I guess, or at least I would not release a record ever. Songs are never finished.
I'm really confident that the fans will like it, and obviously you always have fans who think the first album is still the best, and I totally agree to a certain level. For me, Cowboys from Hell is also still Pantera's best album. or the first Rage Against the Machine, they never topped that. That was probably also because I was 16 and I heard that for the first time and I thought, what the hell is this? It's so cool. So whatever they do after that, it's still cool and it's good, even if production is twice as good. I like it, but you can never have that same feeling twice, I think. So that being said, I think if you're unknown to EPICA, you definitely gonna like this. If you're already a fan, you might have your all-time favorite EPICA album, and that's something we can change, and that's all right.
The real success comes when you did the release show, and you can see like, wow, this is really working live, and you see that backdrop hanging over there with the artwork. You hear the intro coming out of the PA, and you get the goosebumps, then you know it's a success.
But I must say about the new album, I'm really confident, mainly because the Quantum Enigma was received very well. And basically we have the same ingredients, so it's just a step up, and in my point of view.
It's always hard to imagine how it's going to turn out, and now it's basically done, and I feel it is the best album, the most rich album we ever made. You know, the sounds are way better, the different atmospheres, the heavy parts are heavier, there are heavy beats in it we never used before, the soundscapes are soundscapier, you know, the orchestration is worked out way better, and it can only mean that if you liked our previous work, you would like this one as well.
I'm also really happy with how I can do this with these people around me who all have the same goal and who all are really good musicians. And I think if you combine all these elements, I'm already really proud of what we've done, and I'm already really happy.
So I have no idea where's the end of this career. And as long as it goes on like this, we can be just very thankful to our fans and to all the people around us who make this possible, because it's nowadays a big team working on it, and everybody in the team is as important. And without all of these people, we would be nowhere.
The studio isn't my favorite place. The stage is my favorite place, and just traveling the world and playing in front of these people, that's why you do this, why you do it.
For me, the holographic principle is already a success personally, because we're all very happy with how the songs turned out. We have recorded the biggest amount of songs ever before, with more details, bigger production, and I love the artwork and the songs. And I think that when you as a band already love your music yourself, you will radiate that on stage, during interviews, everywhere, and the fans will get infected with the holographic principle virus, I hope.